All right, all right, all right. 2023. I'm with my dear friend Gwen here. I'm with you guys right now. It's 8 o'clock in the morning and life is good. And we're so thankful for you. I'm super thankful for Gwen. And I give a shout out because unfortunately he dinged up his calf a little bit. And so fast
Well,
to Mr.
it's
Gwen
still
here.
still still super stoked to be here, to be back. I mean, it's definitely been a while that we've been on the live, so we this one, might take a few minutes to get back in the groove. But no, we are stuck because we've been busy, and that's why things didn't really line up for the last, I don't know, months also. But yeah, super excited to be back for you guys. And we are about to drop, like, we made a small, like, a short video yesterday about just like saying thank you and grateful for 2022 and looking forward to 2023. So even
Yeah,
though I'm like injured, I'm still stoked. I still think 2023 is going to be the best year ever. So yeah.
yeah. It's truthfully, and you guys know this, like we say this from day one till now, and it's the truth. I mean, yesterday we were just raving about it and laughing, but you know, we really do this for you guys. Like, no joke, for anybody that's listening, we do this to hopefully inspire, motivate, help something, or just give you the kick to jump in the water and have some peace or some happiness or break away from your rut or whatever it is. Like, that's the goal. Like if it helps, great. We just hope it does with somebody out there, and that's good enough for us. And what we see back, and I know you guys experience this, but this community here, you guys, everybody's commenting and helping people, and this is what worked for me, and this is what I like, and I weigh this much, and my board is this and this, and it's so powerful because, like, we're only two people with opinions and what we've learned, and you guys are hundreds of thousands of people out there that all can help. And to me, I think that's what's so cool about our world is the fact that you just get information, right? So, like, you take it in and take what you like, and hopefully it works for you. And today Gwen and I wanted to jump on here and say, it's starting 2023. So there's some things that are really powerful to start your life off in a really good way. And we wanted to just share some thoughts. And that is, goal setting, right? A lot of people are like, oh yeah, I set goals, and I'm the same. I've done it many years in a row where I was like, okay, these are my goals. And we're going to go into a few topics here. I'll just say them quick: goal setting, finding some positives in everything, and then living a life with purpose. So we're going to kind of cover that in the show and then talk about foiling and wing foiling. I'm sure there'll
And
be a lot of that.
then maybe first, let's talk about, we've been nominated
Oh yeah, yeah.
to be potentially, like, voted like best wing foil content creator of the year by
Gwen has been nominated.
no,
Quest
I mean,
best
well,
content creator because he's the one who sits back there in that little studio back there just banging out videos.
well, so basically it's time to vote. It's happening right now, and it's until January 15. And yeah, so if you guys could take a second to go vote, if you have been enjoying our videos, and that would definitely mean a lot to us. So that's a pretty cool, exciting, like, first thing that's happening this year. But then also I wanted to just touch back at what you said about, like, inspiring, and then everybody, like, sharing information. To me, once something that's like super powerful, and sometimes through maybe like social media, it kind of like get like, it doesn't get as much credit as it should. But everybody has information that's so valuable, from like the beginner to the advanced. But it's not only the pro riders, and so that's going to be inspiring people and helping people. So we see it all the time. Somebody just figured out how to get up on foil, and they might be able to give tips that are so valuable if you are in that situation, where maybe even the pro rider might not be able to give these tips, because that pro rider is so far past
Yep.
that it's natural for this person. And so just if you are going through that process, like, like share your experience, because it's helping people, and what you are going through is so valuable. Don't feel like, oh, I'm not good enough to like give tips or whatever. You are at any level good enough to give tips, because somebody is going through the same challenges as you. So that's what I wanted to share, because sometimes on social media we only look at like pro riders and whatever they do backflip or stuff, but hey, like
That's you.
anybody is like bringing something.
Yeah, and and to everybody out there listening to this, no joke. Our website, our social medias, however you can do it, we'd love to share this year. If you have a great story, a tip, anything that is informative, uplifting, maybe something that really helped you in life, and you want to share it, and you want to share a video, we would love to put some stuff together of all you guys and share it, because you guys are the ones sharing this message that we're doing our part, and you guys are doing the same thing, and we'd love to share that. So just so you
Yeah,
know,
I
like,
mean,
don't
tag
ever
us.
hesitate to fire us anything if it can help.
Whatever the easiest, like the most convenient, you can tag us. Then that might be like the most convenient.
Yeah.
But and with that, something that's like, we have a few videos coming, and it's a different style. Also, it's basically, we are going with a series of like session with somebody, and obviously, Harry the legend is going to be on there because you guys love him. But other writers
Trump, Obama, it's pretty
of
cool. You guys will enjoy it.
of all other writers of all levels. And it's what we want to show is something pretty raw, something like not like super edited, like you only see like the cool jibe or whatever, like you only see the highlight basically. And we just see that all the time on social media, Instagram. You see the highlight, you got it. If you are looking for a highlight, you're gonna find it. What we want to show you now is the real,
The raw, step by step, like
like
everything.
like, all right, let's go on a session. They pick up the gears, they enter the water. They might fall. They might fall
I
once, they
want to
might
show
fall
you that.
twice.
I mean, I
and
don't want to show you that, but
and we are not gonna cut that. Like, you're gonna show, all right, they fell, they get back up. And so
it's
I think
awesome. You guys are gonna love it.
it's important, to like
Break it down.
show also, a bit of like, because the truth is, like, wing falling is, we talked about it yesterday, can be a frustrating sport. Like, it's difficult. And so sometimes, if you just only look at Instagram, you feel bad, because you are under the impression that everybody else is killing it, and is doesn't ever fall, and only succeed at like whatever they do, and they do the jibe 100% of the time, and they do attack 100%. And no, the truth is, they might do a really nice job, but what you didn't see is like they just fell before. And
And
so yeah.
and you're nailing on, like, literally a perfect point here. Gwen is doing backflips like 400 times in a session. I I don't know how many years I've been wing foiling, right? Here's a perfect example. I look like I kind of know what I'm doing out there because Gwen's really good at making me look good, but like I still can't do a backflip, everybody. So like that just shows that like maybe it looks like I can wing. That is my goal for 2023. I will land a backflip for you all. I'll give you my three ones that I really want to do. And this is goal setting, right? And try to set goals that are like, I'm just bringing this up because I think this is a key point that everybody should know, and sometimes we miscue it in life, and that is like, I could set a goal and be like, I want to be a better husband. Pretty open to that. Like I would narrow it down, be like, hey, I want to walk with my wife twice a week in the morning for 30 minutes, and we have a nice little time to ourselves. We'll leave Ava like in a cage or something. No, but like narrow it down to something that's maybe like somewhat achievable, and then give yourself credit for like, okay, we walked once this week, almost two, but we did this. But instead of being like such a far-fetched thing, like, I want to be a better husband. Well, how are you going to be a better husband? Break it down to where it's achievable. And it's not about achieving it. It's just about giving yourself the motivation to start tapping away at some of these things to better your life and make it more positive. Another one for me is a board off kite loop. I want to stick that. That's just one of those things that I just really want to I want to do it and feel comfortable at it and not die. And then my last one is just I want to get better at sharing information with people in a way that hopefully, there's many ways to say things in life. And a lot of times you get so caught up on a negative implementation in life. And me as a person, I want to better myself. And no matter how negative it can be, I want to make sure that when I relay off a message to somebody, a friend, a loved one, a worker, coworker, whatever, I want to make sure that I don't come across as sharing negativity, because I think you can state facts that aren't good, but it can still be put out in a way that's not, I guess, demoralizing or negative or bring people down. So that's one of my goals that I will work on, and I catch myself every once in a while doing it, and it's one of those things that it's a goal I want to have. So I guess saying all that, my biggest point I just wanted to say is, like, these are things that'll help you. Break it down and make sure you reward yourself. Visualize it. Like that's a key one. Like the backflip, like I'm not just going to go out and keep chucking it and hopefully it works. I need to visualize it, make sure I believe I can do this, and kind of, see it happening. That's going to help you really, like, manifest that goal. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Gwen, you want to jump in on some of that?
I mean, a lot of it, and,
Yeah,
and,
that's
and
it.
to me, one thing that's like one of the most powerful thing in life is surrounding yourself with the right people for you.
Mhm.
Meaning, like, the people that empower you to be better, the people that, like, bring you up, the people that, like, when you are around, you just feel, you feel good, you feel good about yourself, you feel like you can do anything.
Yeah.
So I would say, I mean, that's, ongoing goal um of finding these people in your life, paying attention to, how are people making you feel in your life. And if they're not making you feel this way, I'm not, I mean, sometimes it's like family, you can't just, like, but just, like, you have to protect yourself. So, like, shoes, you have a choice how much time I want to spend with, some people, and how much time I want to spend with other people. And just, like, create that environment for you where you can thrive. And
Yes.
so, talking
Right.
about, like, let's say, like, the backflip, or whatever goal it is, like, when you kind of, like, if you are around people that, like, they are doing backflips all the time, or it becomes part of your reality, and all of a sudden,
They inspire you, so you
yeah,
want to
and
try it.
it becomes like a,
I
a,
can do
a,
this.
a normal thing to do. It's like, oh yeah, we do backflips all the time. It's not a big deal. I don't know how to do backflips yet, but like, if that's the thing for me, I remember, like, I used to run a lot, and I was into, like, running 100-mile races. And so, before I ran a 100-mile race, I just watched so many videos. I just surrounded myself in that community of people that had done it, that there was a switch in my mind before I ran my first 100-mile race, that I had done it, because that was my world.
Yeah.
And if you don't, it's gonna be much harder if you don't do that. So, if your goal is to jibe, you, like, watch tons of videos, like, go talk to people that are at your spot, and, like, and all of a sudden, a switch is gonna happen in your mind, that, like, yeah, a jibe, we do it all the time. And now, boom, you believe you can do it, you see it, and you're gonna do it. So,
No, it's spot on. When you go to the gym and work out by yourself, there's motivated people and you can work out good. It's really nice when you get to go to the gym with somebody else and you kind of feed off each other and you work a little bit harder. And it's the same goes for anything else in life. So I think you're spot on with that person motivates, or that person will inspire, or give you a little bit more push, or and if they're bringing you down, might want to think about who you're hanging out with.
yeah, then it's you have to protect yourself first, if you want to be able to, like, one, be happy, but two, make other people happy. I mean, so it's, in the end, it's not even just about yourself. It's about, like, you have to be you have to be like happy because your happiness is affecting people around you. So if you care about that, you have to go through the steps, and you can't just skip that step. You can't just like ignore your own happiness and go on a mission to provide happiness for other people.
and
That's
and,
yeah.
and giving back, like giving back, and showing gratitude, and that's so high up on the list of importance. It will change your life 1 billion%. And then take your negatives, or take your, let's just call it pains. Like, perfect example, Gwen buggered up his leg. He could sit there and go super depressed, and he could just totally not handle that properly. Or he can be like, okay, little break. I'm going to bust out some creative ideas. I'm going to maybe explore some of my new passions. I'm going to, maybe look into some new communities that I could, tap into. I've always wanted to play a guitar, whatever it may be. I mean, these are those things. They're opportunities. It's always an opportunity when something happens, or when if you look at it that way, not much is going to bring you down.
Yeah, I mean, truth is you always have a choice, and there's so many options. Like, there's so many amazing things to do in life. So like, yeah, I'm injured, maybe I can't go in the water. I mean, it's
He
very
ran yesterday. He's on that. He's like
it's
on
very
the
minimal, so I don't want to be like, like make it pretend it's dramatic. It's like, maybe I'm gonna be out of the water, I don't know, maybe for a week, maybe for 2 weeks, three
That's a
weeks
long time for Gwen.
It
That's like
doesn't even matter, and I know like some people like get injured, and it's another like story to like deal with, like when you have to get be out of the water for a year, or you are not even sure you will ever get back to the water. But there's so many amazing things in life that you can do and enjoy, that you can shift your energy into something else. So for me, it's very minimal. I'm not saying it's like I'm not saying I'm dealing with like a huge injury, but my mindset is, all right, no worries, I'm injured, but I enjoy other things. For example, I enjoy filming, and I'm like, before I'm like always debating, like, should I film or should I go ride? I kind of want to go ride, so I go ride. And now I'm like, well, I can't go ride. I'm going to film, and I'm stuck because I want to do that. And so there's so many things in life that can, like fulfill you, that if something doesn't work out, I mean, it's no big deal. There's, plenty of other things that you will find fulfillment. So
spot on, man. I love it, man. We haven't done this in a while. I just appreciate everybody. We love you. We truly look, life is now, right in the moment. This is it. This is like, I mean, I was out there yesterday winging with Harry, and I was just like, it's awesome, man. I can't, like, it's not even the winging, it's the fact, like, you're free, like, and I don't mean like, I can have just as much fun. I know this sounds crazy to everybody, but I can have just as much fun helping somebody in a work related scenario, whether it's, a business wise, and you've learned something, you put it together, and you're helping somebody, and you're creating this amazing potential business opportunity for somebody. Or it can be just as rewarding as going out on the water, for sure, when your blood's moving and there's a little bit of risk and you're in the mother nature's hands. It's a different story. But I would say, like, it's a mindset, everybody. I mean it. It's a truly a mindset of how you want to wake up every day, when you roll out of that pillow right over here, and you have a choice. I can get up like, oh man, I got all this crap to do, this, that, that's a mindset. Or I can get up like, I'm going to run. All right. I run a little bit, didn't run the full distance. It's okay. I went for a run. Like, you chip away at these little things, and all of a sudden, all these things change into a really, really good lifestyle. And you start appreciating now, the moments of now. And that's the biggest one, that, like, I always check myself, and I always am still making that mistake. And I'll say it to everybody, because I think everybody makes this mistake a lot. And it always is a reality check, right? When somebody passes away in your life, or there's a very bad incident, or something, catastrophic. And you feel distraught, and maybe you're sad and you cry, or you wish you did something, or you wish you did that. And it's like, man, that is that reality check we should put into our lives every day. because that's how valuable life is every day. Because we don't know when our time is up. We don't know, Gwen's time or my wife's time, or, like, nobody knows that. We don't have that magic wand. So you gotta put that reality check into your life. And I'm not saying like live in fear and all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, like, don't take it for granted. Live in the moment, enjoy the moment. If there's a scenario that's hard, a problem, work, and issue in work or life, like, work positively through it, hopefully, and you can overcome it in a better way than to forget about how important these moments are. So
Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about it yesterday also. Is like, if something is like, on your mind, like, oh, like bringing you down, in your head, like, you like just take a second also to like, assess, like, what is it? Is it even important to me? Like,
yeah.
because sometimes we just get down on something, we just keep thinking about it, repeating it in our head over and over. And then if you would take a step back and you look, like, you know yeah, you just take a step back and you realize, actually, that thing, like, is not even that important in my life, yet it's consuming me right now.
And spot on with what you're saying here. I'm going to try to paint a picture for everybody. And my wife, I love you beyond more than anything you ever. I could go on. This would be the live show for like 6 weeks, how much I love my wife. But here's a perfect scenario of a scenario that can drive or take you to that level, which we should check ourselves. And that is, maybe your wife or somebody does something where they leave something out and you like it cleaned up, or the dishes or whatever. And they're these tiny little things, right? And yet, this is what I'm trying to paint the picture right now. Is sometimes those tiny little things, you go, oh, she did that one. Oh, she did this one. Oh, she did that thing. And you just keep building them up. And you're like, and it's like, why do we need to do that? First off, they mean nothing. They're like the littlest things ever. It's just maybe because I'm a little more OCD than she is, right? Like, but big picture, they mean nothing. She loves me. I love her. That's the most important thing, period. Like, it's that simple, really. Like, these little things, like, I did the dishes one night, she did them the other night, or maybe I did them twice, or she did them 4 times. Like, look, it's a mutual thing. You love each other. She's going to do things good sometimes. I'll do things good sometimes. Like, that is that balance you got to work on, and love each other and communicate, period. But sometimes you stack those little things up, and I'm just listing some things off. But I feel like we do that in life sometimes with everything. You'll get a little, negative here, and you kind of stack on that. And then it all kind of goes towards that one issue. And sometimes we got to, you know, hey, look, is that really that important? Like, and I catch myself from time
Yeah,
to
yeah.
time. So,
Well, we it's been like 23 minutes and we haven't been talking about wing foiling, but that's how we are. So don't worry. Like,
okay,
in
I can start it. Some hot trends, guys. I'm just saying. You're hearing it here, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, but I believe there's some trends happening, and both Gwen and I experience it. And, thanks to dear friends and wonderful people like, John Modica out there who kind of shared some boards and stuff for us to try recently. But I thought I would share this. I do believe, so take this with a grain of salt. Everybody that's learning, I do believe stability in boards for wing foiling is a really important thing. Wide, a nice solid volume, that's important. But what I would say is we've tested a few boards that are getting a little bit narrower, and you see these guys that are doing these downwind prone or downwind prone and downwind paddle on foils, and their boards are just these skinny little rockets. And we've tried some boards similar to this, and I would say, there's some very big positives in it, and that is, they release out of the water like, I mean, they're already going fast, so it's almost like they're already trying to get you up on the foil sooner and faster. So I'm not saying the future is going to go narrow. I'm just saying that I think, as you progress in this sport, I think you can get a little gunnier if your abilities to a certain point. And I'm just pointing this out because I do believe that it was a significant difference, kind of like the high aspect versus a low aspect wing. It's a pretty big difference. But I do believe you're going to see it, and you see it with some of the pros and some of the people that's starting to get a little bit gunnier, and then you see it with the surfers, obviously running a little bit gunnier boards. But I thought it was very interesting. I was kind of blown away, and I thought it helps you with turning. You get a little more roll because the board's not touching. But again, I say a little more experienced rider.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like stand up paddle, like downwind, like stand up paddle, it requires so much efficiency because it's not a huge wave pushing you, breaking, boom, you are going. You only have that tiny paddle with your so you don't have that huge wing, so you don't have the power to get up. And so that's how, like by like searching for the best option, you start finding what is the most efficient way to go. And then whether it's for foils or boards, you can apply that to other sports where maybe at first you didn't necessarily need that efficiency because you could just grab a bigger wing. Um, so now what it's going to do is like we're going to take some of what we are learning from downwind stand-up paddle and then apply it into wing foiling. And now you are going to be able to get going in like lighter wind than you could before, or you're going to be able to use a smaller wing that you were able to before. But I mean, I've tried like the only like once, like for like, I don't know, a few minutes. The stand-up paddle is incredibly hard. I mean, I guess it depends on like the burn you have, but like I just tried like a proper downwind stand-up paddle. It is so hard to balance on that thing. And then once you finally able to balance, getting some momentum forward is another challenge. So like right now, I'm like even just like at the point where like I'm trying to get from point A to point B at any speed, just traveling. And that's kind of like the challenge I'm facing right now. So I'm very far from being able to get up on foil. But it's a fun challenge. I would say lately what I've been doing, because we are in Florida and it's not always windy. So if you really want a wing foil, sometimes it can be frustrating, or you try to find something that you can do on days where it's not windy, which is what I did. And I basically beach start and I go pump around. There's always some sort of like a small swell that you can play on. And so to me, that's my new thing. I beach start, I go ride some swell. It's a great workout. And so with the downwind stand up paddle thing, I'm not sure that that sport would be for me. I mean, because if there is no wind and there is a tiny swell, I'm gonna do beach starting. If there is more swell, maybe I'm gonna be prone. And then if it's very rare that we have more swell and no wind, so that rarely happens. And then if we have wind, I'm gonna be winging. So in Florida, I don't find where downwind stand-up paddle would fit for me. If I was living in Hood River, yeah, like this place is incredible. You have plenty of wind, so maybe you are sick of winging every day. You want to do something else. But for us, we're not sick of winging every day. So when it's windy, we want to go winging. And yeah, it doesn't leave much room for the downwind stand-up paddle, in my opinion. But yeah.
Here's another funny one, everybody, because what Gwen's saying right here, this is pretty rad. So I see another potential trend that could come into play here. Now, for sure, Gwen is a freak. He's a great athlete. He's very talented. So, Gwen, you've seen some videos of him. He runs off the beach, jumps on the board, jumps on his foil, and pumps and rides waves and goes for like ever, right? Runs off any beach, anytime, whatever. Okay, I can't do that. And I see a trend like so a lot of times we just jump in the water and we just prone foil. So we catch a wave, wait for it to break, catch it and go. And Glenn has been like, hey, I'm just going to pump off the beach because he didn't have to paddle out. He didn't have to sit in the water. He doesn't have to catch a wave. He can run, jump on the board,
a
be
product
on
of
it.
that's a product of me like having very little patience, and I get so annoyed when I'm sitting in the water waiting for that wave, and then the feeling of like, you go prone foiling and the waves are not great and whatever, and it keeps breaking but not where you are,
Yep.
and it's to the
Yep.
right, so you paddle to the right, and now it's breaking where you were before, and so you go on for like, trying to find the lucky wave that's gonna, break where you are. And so, because I have little patience, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bitch that, and I'm gonna go whenever I want, so I don't have to wait. And when I'm not going, it's because I've been riding for a while. I'm tired. I need to rest, and that's a good feeling. I'm not waiting, because I have to. There is no wave breaking.
So our goal, my goal, is to make beach starting achievable to the masses. All right. So, because I'm part of that mass. I can't even like
I
lift my leg up
well,
underneath me to stand on
I
a
would
board.
say, beach starting is hard, but it is so achievable, and like I've been like teaching it to a few people that, like, maybe didn't think they could do it, but it's a common feeling. You try beach standing for the first time and you feel like it's impossible, and that's exactly how I felt. So if you go try it and you are like, no way I can do that, all good, it's all normal, it's part of the process, you are on track. It's you are going
Not
through the
track.
steps here. There's nothing wrong with you. It's like that for everybody. So you have to go past that, and you have to like, you have like, even though it feels impossible, remember, keep it in the back of your mind, it is possible. Now, for sure, beach standing, the gear is so important. If you have the wrong gear, it's going to be a lot harder. And also, if you have the wrong, beach, and like,
Setup. Yeah, condition.
settings on the beach, like, all of that is going to be harder. Once you get better and better and better, you're going to be able to expand, the kind of condition you're going to be able to go. You might be able to go in between shore break. You might be able to go when there is not much of a drop, and but at the beginning you can't do that. So you have to make it easy for yourself. And all right, in 2023, we are gonna make a video with Damien.
Wait,
Once
what?
you, like once you like get it dialed, because you are going to,
Oh boy.
on of how to do the beach chat, and actually
Goal
you are
setting number three,
you are
four,
also gonna
five.
bring some valuable points, because you have like some like restricted like mobility, which
Which I'm
will
gonna
apply
fix
to a
it.
lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna fix it. I'm gonna get it. I'll do it for you guys 1000%. And I want to do it for myself too, because it's really cool. Because when Gwen's doing it, he's catching like 100 waves, and I'm sitting out there waiting for the wave. And I come in, I'm like, yeah, got one. And he's got like 400 waves, and he's pumping by me. The only time I ever feel any bit of a little bit of like fun positivity, because he's catching so many waves, is when he comes ripping by me and he falls. Because then he has to paddle all the way back to the beach because his
But
board is
that's the cool thing,
potato chip.
is with the beach chat, you always have to paddle back to the beach, never out, because paddling out is the part that sucks, especially when like whatever, like it breaks or whatever, and you're swimming forever, and the current keeps pushing you back. I'm always coming with, I'm like the downhill path,
Yeah.
But something that people say about the beach chat is, yeah, but like you have to do it with a big foil, and that's true, to some level, especially at the beginning when you learn, you are gonna want a big foil, which is not gonna make it, super fun to ride in waves. But as you get better, you can get like smaller and smaller foil, to the point where like, I'm pretty sure like once you get really good at it, and I'm not there yet, but I do see the potential for being able to ride like something like
That
a
you love
thousand,
riding.
a thousand high aspect foil, that you would be like you could prawn foil on that foil, and then yet you could beach stat it. And yes, that means like expert level on the beach stat, but I think that potential is real, and that's the exciting part. I mean, like, dang,
Yeah.
if you can do that, and you don't ever have to wait for like the wave to break exactly where you are. Such a frustrating process.
I love it. First off, everybody here, I mean, everybody that's commenting, I mean, thank you guys. Look, we really appreciate you guys. We hope this really does help maybe just click something or inspire something or change something or give you guys any bit of anything, because the reality is it helps us. Dead honest truth. I mean, um, every moment I spend with those inspiring people that I like to surround myself, and Gwen is one of them. It helps me be a better person. It helps me always look at things in a better light, not dwell on some of those things that are grabbing onto you. So just really remember that as you go through every day. And I think, yeah, man, I really think there's so many things you see out there, and there's so much information coming right now across the internet. It's like, take things that work for you, and if it's not working, try to change it. And change is hard, but like really focus on your mental health, your positivity, your daily, look at your day and be like, okay, how was I feeling during these times? Maybe, try eating better at times. Try, drinking a glass of water right when you wake up. Try certain things that, can maybe better your feeling as a person. These
and
cold
and
plunges,
and be aware of what you are telling yourself. Like,
Mhm.
the truth is, like, we wouldn't talk to somebody the way we talk to ourselves. And we have to be aware of that. Like, hey, like, if you realize you are too, like, you know hard on yourself, like, it starts with being aware that you just did that, and change that, because you are the most, like, often you are the one that's the hardest on yourself, and so don't do that.
No, and it's so true, because like, the reason you're the hardest is because, everything we do in life, when you learn something, you don't know if it's possible. You believe, or you kind of believe, or you're unsure. And that's why, like, if you can put these together, when you like set a goal and you want to learn and you start going, and then you support others in their quest to their goals, it helps you with your goal to reinforce your own, truthfully, because you're trying to share information that's like, hey, I really believe that if you really just walk this route, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I got to do this. And then it helps you with your own goal and journey. So, empower others, it'll empower you 1 billion%. And then, yeah, I just think, man, 2023 is gonna be awesome. So,
Yeah, don't, like, look, look at things, um in a way that make you feel good. Don't look at somebody doing something and be like, oh, I suck, I can't do that, or whatever. Change that dialogue in your head to, like, look at this guy is doing that, it's amazing, I want to be able to do that, or I want to find my own version of doing that.
yeah,
Bring yourself up. Don't compare and then bring yourself down. So if that, like, just always check in with yourself to know, am I doing that? And then
yeah,
if you are, put in the effort to change that, because overall, it's gonna open so many more, like, possibilities for yourself, if you just go in with your day, with your goals, in a positive way. Like, you know what, I can do this. And maybe it doesn't matter, like, don't compare it to somebody else. You can take inspiration from somebody else, but then apply that to yourself. And that is my goal, and I'm gonna take steps, and I'm gonna be satisfied with the progress, as slow or little as it is. We have to be celebrating every tiny success. I mean, we've been, if you haven't seen it, we started a wing school, and so we've been teaching people, and, like, it just, again, it reminds us, like, wing falling is so hard. And when I give a lesson and I see somebody going from, like, never wing falling to being able to get on their knees and going back and forth, and that's what happened at the end of the first 2 hours. Just being on your knees, go back and forth, it's amazing. like we need to celebrate that. That's not it.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be, and it might seem like sometimes for people, they had higher expectations. They are looking at people cruising back and forth on foil, and they are like, I wasn't able to do that. But no, it takes time to get there, and you improved so much, and you did it. You took the first step. It's hard, it makes yourself like humble,
Vulnerable.
yeah, vulnerable, humble, of like falling over and over, but you get back up, you try again, and we need to celebrate, like, when that happens.
I'm gonna give 2 shout outs. One to your wife, who's rocking now,
Yeah.
wing foiling, Katie. Love it.
And
My wife, who's working on it, who got up, who's being incredibly vulnerable because she's it's a lot for her. It's a lot for everybody. So huge shout outs. Look, everybody out there, it's a challenge. It was a challenge for us when we started, and I think anybody that takes it on, anything on in life that scares you or unsure about, and you're vulnerable, good for you.
yeah, and Alex and Katie don't have like huge, like, water experience, wind sport
Nothing.
experience.
Yeah,
You don't have to.
yeah, it's awesome.
Yes, this sport is hard, but it's achievable. It just, you have to, like, it takes time. But if you get, if you get on a journey and you don't give up 100%, you can do it.
I love it. Hopefully this today helped you guys just have a little, clarity. And we got an exciting 2023. We got tons of awesome videos coming, guys. We got a really cool new video series that we think you guys are gonna love. We truly do this for you guys. Look, dead honest truth, and we enjoy doing it because we get out there and we surround ourselves with all you awesome people. We get to run into a lot of you at the beach, and it's so inspiring. And it's just like it hits you so hard when somebody gives you a hug and they're like, "Man, you've really helped me with this or that." And the reality is, like, you're helping us right then. Like, it's insane. It's like it's such an awesome experience. And you can help somebody else. It's like that's what we need, and we need more of it in our world today. So we appreciate you guys for putting your efforts in, and shoot those comments and anything you guys want to see coming up or anything we can help with. We'll do our best to do it. Definitely, we're gonna have a video of Gwen teaching me how to do the beach start. It will be a disaster, but I'm totally down. We've already almost attempted it one day, and I said, "Dude, I don't even think I can run through this right now. So, like, I don't think today's the day to start." So, but it's coming, and all you supporters that are support us through the Patreon. We can't appreciate you guys more. We're gonna jump into the Patreon show right now, where we can speak individually with everybody there. So, look, we got an exciting year. Wishing fast healing to Gwen here, and anybody out there that has an injury. It's always a tough, like, little bit of a downer, but I would say focus on other things, and you choose some other, just hobbies or things that interest you, and it'll open your brain up to good things, and you'll be back doing what you want to do in no time. So yeah, we just appreciate you guys, and we'll have links in the description for the contest,
The vote, yeah.
the voting, and
Oh, I also, I mean, I meant to talk about it. We released a video of like a few weeks ago, something about like an electric pump. We just filmed another video with Harry because he's like absolutely loving it. He's always using his electric pump. So I also put the link below. You can go back and check out the video we did on that electric pump, but total game changer. And if you go in the description, I put the links so you can find it.
It's funny when it's at the beach. People are like, you gotta, is that pump? The pump over there?" We're
I
gonna
mean,
chill out, let it pump.
yesterday was perfect. Harry was just like push the button, chilling, talking with a guy, and right next to Harry there is a guy like pumping, like taking breaks, pumping again, and Harry during that entire time was just chatting.
It's funny, man. It's awesome. Anyhow, we love you guys. We got to jump into our Patreon show. Fire off videos to us. Look, we'd love to share your experiences. We'd love to share your inspiration, your passion, your overcoming, whatever it is. I mean it. If it can help others, let's do it. We support it. That's why we're here. And thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. And yeah.
Yeah,
See you
thank
soon.
you. We are back and we will see you next week.
You. Thank you.